An ambitious musical festival is kicking off in Portland tomorrow. It's going to run for a week and a half, and it's going to offer all kinds of experiences related to the great composer Johann Sebastian Bach.
It is called the Portland Bach Experience. We're joined by two people who are heavily involved. Associate Artistic Director of the festival, Emily Isaacson.
Artistic Director.
Artistic Director.
Yes, I got a promotion yesterday.
Oh, hey, congratulations. And Sarah Stone, who is a cellist involved in this. We'll start with you, Miss Big Promotion, Emily.
I'm totally teasing.
What was the background behind this?
So I have been a complete classical music nerd since I was 13 growing up in Brunswick, but I was always sort of struck by the fact that this music, which was so powerful and dramatic and expressive to me, wasn't to my peers, and I have found that as I continue getting older, and I've come to think that it's really about the constructs of the way that we present it, not the music itself. So the idea of the Portland Bach Experience is that there are 5 different experiences. I joke that they're gateway drugs, so that you can find the right access point for you for your music, towards this music. So the Portland series is all aimed at families. It's free. The idea is bring your kids. My daughter will be dancing in the front row, I'm sure. The salon experience is about intimate, food and wine is involved. It's at art galleries and restaurants around town. The concert experience is with full-blown orchestra and at the beautiful St. Mary's. There's an understanding experience for other nerds like me, and then there's a Bachanalia experience at bars.
What does that mean? What
Bachanalia? So it's a pun. My Latin teacher told me that it was spelled incorrectly, but it's Bach, Bachanalia. Bachanalia being the Greek god of drinking, and just putting a little classical music twist on that.
Does she tire you out?
No, I'm excited to be here. It's going to be fun.
I love her passion for being an ambassador for the music, and that must get you excited to know that you're involved with an organization where people are so fired up about what you're going to be doing.
And it's going to be so much fun. There's so much variety through the week. I get to play like kind of out on the street in a park with some yoga. I get to go play like concerts in the church with choir. It's going to be really awesome.
Emily hit the nail right on the head early on when she was talking, and she said that it's hard. It has been hard for her to get her peers excited about this kind of music. You simply say Bach, and 95% of the people say, "Have a nice time. I'm going that way."
They should go directly there.
I was going to say, what do you say to those folks to get them to at least give it a try?
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
You know, I think Bach is in the same category of like Shakespeare and Yeats and Darwin, in that it feels intimidating because they're such sort of legends in our field. But once you get into it, once you access it, I mean, anybody who's read Romeo and Juliet knows how moving it's in. It's the same thing with the Brandenburg Concertos or Magnificat, which we're doing on Friday night. I mean, you can't help but feel lifted by that music.
You talk about the more intimate setting. Sarah, is there a way to sort of offer people a different experience that is kind of an introductory way into this?
Oh, I think for sure. So one of the things I get to play, I'm playing 2 Bach cello suites next Saturday, not this week. And you can go do yoga, but you can also come just like sit and listen. And if you need to go walk around and like see something from a different angle, it's totally like your option to experience it any way you want to.
And part of the design of the salon experiences is that they're in 3 sets, and in between sets, we encourage you to go talk to the musicians and ask them, you know, why did they do this, or where are they from, or what kind of ice cream do they like? And you're also getting to sit like this far away from them, and so seeing them like breathe and sweat and the way that
and we love getting to talk to you guys at concerts. It never happens when you're in a really serious classical concert. So.
Yeah, so we're really trying to break down any of those barriers.
How does it feel different when you're performing, when you're in a, you know, in effect sort of a living room type setting, and you've got someone who's a fan who's 2.5 feet away from you? How is that different from when you're in a fancy concert setting and you're up on stage and people are all dressed up, but they're way out there in the audience?
Oh, it feels great. I love the interaction, like, because the audience is really a part of the performance in a way that they aren't when they're kind of situated further away. So it's fun.
It's also the way that Bach intended a lot of this music to be heard. So the concert hall is really a 19th century configuration in many ways, and so much of Bach's music was intended to be either in a court, which is really a big living room with mead and food.
And they were not paying attention, they were drinking.
Yeah. Or the famous Zimmermann Cafe House in Leipzig, which was a bar hall where people would get together and mingle and listen to these premieres by Bach. So we're actually kind of bringing the music back to its natural habitat in a lot of ways.
It sounds like a heck of a lot of fun. It runs from June 8th through the 17th. There are so many different events and so many different locations that we can't begin to give you information and give folks information on them all. But we thank you both for coming in and talking about this. And the information is on our website. We've got a link there, and you'll find all the information about the events that are going on over that week and a half. And we'll be back in a moment.